Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video I'm going to go over some stuff that I have in on consignment, and then I'm also going to talk briefly about some CGC grades that I got back recently. I'm also going to show you something that we have available for tonight's live. And before we get into the consignments, I do have the Shiny Treasure Japanese set finally available. I didn't plan on buying this, but they kind of got down to regular pricing, so I was able to pick up quite a few of these, and I went ahead and made them available for the live that will be with Chris tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this will be his first evening stream. He should be doing this one pretty much all by himself, so hopefully everything goes smooth there. I may be available for some of it if he needs to reach out to me, but I will not be in the building, so hopefully everything goes good. You guys, as always, continue to give me feedback on that. But Shiny Treasures is available. I put these at 70 bucks. That looked to be the going price on eBay. This is the Japanese high-class pack, and we'll see how it goes. It looked like it was a pretty fun set. When they first come out, man, they were way more expensive, and they have come down a little bit. So we got a little bit of margin there. We'll see if they actually sell though. All right, next up we have some stuff that's in on consignment. Got a Lucky Stadium. If you guys have been watching, I've actually auctioned quite a few of these recently. I've kind of moved some of my position off of this card. Not at a good time, but I have moved some of them. As you can imagine, the pre-release Raichu put a deficit in my funds that I had available, so I went ahead and sold off some of the extra items that were in my collection. This guy also has the Pokemon Center. You have the Game Boy Venusaur. It's the same artwork that you see on the side of the original base set English booster box. And then you can also find it on the Best Song CD Venusaur as well. Here we have some 2005 cards. Now, I'm kind of curious to see how well these do, because these were the same ones that I auctioned off recently in the past 6 months, I would say. Maybe some of them even sooner than that, and they did really well. But we have the staff version. This is the one card that I did not have. We have top 16 right here. We also have a quarterfinalist, and then there's a Gem Mint 9.5 quarterfinalist. The 2005 year is one of the lowest pop years to have any cards available on the market. Let's see what we have next. Oh yes, we got this one in. We got a Blastoise, CGC 6. Then we have the Jolteon in a 9. We have some alternate arts and some PSA 9. Got the Batman right there. Radiant Charizard, got the Rayquaza V, and then there's a Zapdos EX Special Art Rare. Got a few more old maid cards. We did have some pristines recently auctioned off for CGC. They didn't do very well, so let's see how it goes with BGS. Hoping that they do okay. Just to grade these cards, I mean, you're looking at what is like $16 a card or something, and then the 10s are pretty tough. So hoping the consignee at least doesn't go to the negative on those. All right, next up we have the 40 and the 41. Again, we have another Pokemon Center and Lucky Stadium. These are being sent or sold as sealed, not as graded. And the same guy actually sent in this right here. We have an XY base set booster box, and I think he's raising some funds to get some pretty cool promos. I want to spoil that in case he plans on telling somebody out there. He did send me some more product. I'm going to pull some of that from the side. I'm sure that was nice and loud for you guys. We got some of this stuff. So like the Mythical Collection, I offered him $40 a piece per box, because when I was looking at the auctions, they kind of range in the 50 to 60 range on a lot of these. Some of them 70, 80 bucks, depending on how rare they are. But some of the boxes are damaged too. Like you got the Manaphy. This one, when it come out, was pretty tough to find. But yeah, it's got a nice crease in it. But I'd offer him $40 straight out, because I said if you sell this through me on consignment, you're looking at 20 bucks minimum fee per item. You know, the buyer is going to be factoring in the shipping costs, and then you also have the $5 charge for sealed product. Any sealed product, I do charge an extra amount, because it's a lot different to handle and a lot more risk with that kind of stuff versus something that's in a sealed case. So that's why I don't take as much sealed product anymore. But I don't know too many consigners that take sealed product at all. It definitely takes a lot more time, and it is much more risky. Plus the packaging is a little bit different. So there is a charge usually that comes with that kind of stuff. And I do have to pre-approve it, because there's certain things I don't take, like Elite Trainers, but more high-end stuff I can. All right, and then, oh yeah, so these should already be in auction. These would be pretty close. But we have a non-glossy Koro Jigglypuff. No, this is not the Koro. It's just the non-glossy, sorry. I get a lot of these old Japanese promos confused, but like the Koros, I mean, there's a lot of cool, unique artworks they have, but those are glossy in general. This is non-glossy. And then we have a Pop Series 5 Gem Mint 10 booster pack. I think this is pretty cool. If I still had my Pop Series packs in my personal collection, that might be something that I would have made an offer on. And then last but not least, if you're wondering about the CGC stuff, I just want to show you guys these right here. So 8.5, pretty mean grade for CGC. Actually, I recently opened up a sealed case of WB promos. 1,800 of them are in the box. I think it was 1,800, 1,200. I believe it's 1,800. And I opened up, I think it was about half the box I opened up. And I sent in 100 promos. I sent 25 of each of these. And, you know, when I went through and I opened up all the promos, I pulled out any that were like super off center, or if they had any white dot, because I made a stack. And I basically just went through the back. I'd look at one corner, then I'd rotate, look at a corner, look at the edges, that kind of stuff. If I saw anything that had like bends or whatever, I'd pull it out. But yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like, I wasn't very, very fine-tuned to the condition of each card, but I expected to do pretty well. And I sent in 25 of each on this submission. Out of all 100 cards, I got 0 10s. So it kind of had an old CGC style grading vibe to the submission. I've had a few submissions like that come back from October and November last year, but I haven't submitted anything recently. Because I've had a credit card issue with them. I don't know why, but I can't get the site to take my credit card. They haven't been able to figure it out for about 2 months now. So I'm hoping that gets resolved soon, because I've got a pretty large backlog of cards. And once we start back up, as long as, you know, I don't take on any more sports or coaching things in February with the lives on Tuesday nights where we do like vintage products or something like that. You know, I want to have CGC grading available as well for you guys. So hopefully that gets resolved before then. But yeah, I was looking at the grades, and the majority of stuff is like 8.59. I got a few 9.5s, but I mean, I don't want 9.5s. I want 10s. That's what I'm going for. But I received 0 Gem Mint 10s. I mean, definitely 0 pristines. And in the past, I've done pretty good on these promos. And these were like literally case fresh. And I pulled out some of the ones that were not as good. And even those were probably still near minty type grades. It was very consistent. I mean, it stayed between 8 and 9 for the most part. Most of them were 8.5s and 9s. So, I mean, it's still a good grade. But, man, I was really expecting to see some 10s out of there. Like, I don't know. Let's just look at this one. I mean, this is a very clean 8.5, you know. Well-centered. Comes straight from a case. I'm not too sure if I just got a tough grader on that day. So, I'm hoping that's not an indication that things have kind of switch back to the way they were, because there was a good deal of collectability that could be attained through submitting through the new CGC grading process, in my opinion. Like where the 10s were more attainable, they were more in line with PSA 10s. Even though the prices weren't, the grades were, which made it possible to get cards and have them put into collections. I even started my own WotC Holo collection, which I can't. There is another gripe that I have. I went to access the CGC registry, but it's not available to dealers, so I'll have to like create a whole nother account, I guess, that's not a dealer account, so that I could access the registry and start building sets there. I'm not sure the reason behind that. Maybe they just want to keep dealers off there because they have so many cards, and I guess sometimes people would just mass drop in the numbers, copy paste over, and that could cause some issues, a lot of removal requests, and you know, I've seen people have those issues before. I remember when I was with PSA and I did my first few bulk submissions, I had like a number page that I would go to, and I would just drop everything into my personal collection. And then after a couple years, I realized like, no, this is dumb. I actually deleted my entire inventory out. In fact, that's when I had the very first sample set, and I deleted it out, even though it was the very first one ever, and I received the awards back then. But I deleted everything out. And then I just started over, and I had to go back and put in everything manually because of how I dumped all of my certification numbers in there. And it was just a mess. Even like right now, I should probably go through and maybe delete out some of the sets that I have the non-holos in, because I started selling those off. And I just haven't taken the time to go back through and remove all of them. But it can be cumbersome. But that's really the only thing I can think of. I mean, I don't know why else they would keep dealers out of the registry. I think a lot of the dealers could possibly have some of the most rare sets out there, or the most unique anyways. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you for coming in here and watching the video, the pre-release, my top 10 most expensive Pokemon cards video was probably the biggest hit I had in the past year or so. Finally got a thumbnail uploaded to that after it's old news, but we that is on there now, and you guys continue to provide feedback for Chris. Again, he's going to have a live tonight. This is going to be his first one where he's kind of doing everything on his own without me physically here while he's running the live show. So hopefully there are no hiccups there, and if there are, we'll try to get them taken care of as quick as we can. But so far, I haven't received any remarks about not wanting to have him on the stream, other than some things here in the chat and some messages here and there. But you guys send me any feedback that you could have for how he could improve as well. I realized I wasn't the best streamer in the first place, but my thing was just kind of spitting out knowledge, and I know he's kind of new to the game, so hopefully he can learn, and you guys can be open to having him open up packs, and we'll continue to make these modern packs as well as the newest sets available. We've got Paul D and Fates coming out soon. I have got my allocation for elite trainers. Don't know how much of that I'm going to open up, and I do have some YouTube streamers already trying to get in on buying out a lot of the inventory that I do have. So we will have some set aside for the channel. Chris will probably open those up for you guys, and we'll just see how it goes. As always, thanks again for the support. I hope you guys have a great cold Wednesday.